So I've analyzed hundreds of high income funnels and online offers, and I found 5 key psychology principles that your favorite gurus like Iman Gaji, Dan Koh, Justin Welsh, or Cody Sanchez are utilizing or implementing that allows them to make millions of dollars every single year. So if you're a coach, consultant, or content creator struggling to sell and scale your info product offer, could be coaching, could be a course, could be a paid community, then this video is for you. For those who don't know me, my name is Yanis, and I spent the past 5 years helping dozens of creators and coaches from various niches scale to 5-figure months. And I did it via high-ticket offers as well as membership platforms and paid communities that I've implemented for them. And with every single successful launch, there was a lot of psychology, a lot of audience and buyer psychology involved, because funnily enough, I actually spent a couple of years studying psychology myself. So this video is literally going to be my comfort zone. Now, before we start, I want to quickly preface one thing. For every single key psychology principle that I've identified, I'm going to give you a specific example of a guru or course seller utilizing it in a perfect manner. Plus, I'm also going to give you an exercise in order to implement that specific psychology principle into your own creator or coaching business. Now, the first psychology principle that successful gurus and course sellers are using is price anchoring. And this is a little bit on the basic side. It's the simplest one and the easiest to implement. What you want to do is you want to show a big number first when you're presenting your offer. So usually 5K, 10K, or even more. So now you're setting an anchor in people's brains, and then you hit them with a today only price. To give you an example, this could be normally this is $3,000, or this course is valued $5,000, but if you act now, it's just $497. So their brains, your audience's brains, doesn't think, is this worth $497? Instead, they think, well, $497 feels cheap compared to the $3,000. This is how you can implement price anchoring. So to give you an example, this is Jack Denmo's dating offer right here, which is called Socializer or Socializer School. And even without looking at the copy, you can instantly spot which offer or which product he's pushing, because we can see the product on the right side right here. Here, he's got a colorful picture compared to the black and white picture. So this instantly pops out. Now, if we look at the copy, if we look at the pricing, we can instantly see price anchoring in action. To give you an example, he's obviously listing the pricing or the value of every single module, of every single element of his course in the copy. Plus, we have this right here where he's literally saying, well, look, the whole thing is worth $7,000, but you're getting $7,000 worth of content for just $1,000. So this is the first time we see the price anchoring in effect. And we can see it's actually implementing price anchoring in several locations at the same time. So you have it, first of all, you have it right here. And then on the right side, this is the offer that he's trying to push, which is the course plus weekly calls, which is actually a paid community offer. Now we can see you also have price anchoring right here. So you get $12,000 worth of content for just $600. And then we obviously, in our brains, we also compare the $997 versus the $598 right here. So now this is the third time that we see the price anchoring in action. Now this right here seems like a no-brainer, right? And it makes a lot of sense why he's pushing this offer right here, because he's trying to sell you the $99 per month, which increases the customer lifetime value. You either pay $1,000 for lifetime access, or you get into his ecosystem, you pay those $99 per month, and then you essentially get upsold one-on-one coaching and so on, so the lifetime value increases. What he's also doing right here, and By the way, for every single psychology principle, I'm also adding another bonus principle that these gurus implement. So what he's doing right here is he is stacking his predictable income by implementing several layers. So you have the $99 per month community access, and then obviously he upsells you to perhaps a group coaching offer or a one-on-one offer. This is a great way for coaches and offer owners who are looking to scale without burning out. And I made a whole video about this topic a couple of months ago, so you can watch it by clicking somewhere up there. So how can you implement price anchoring for your own offer? What you want to do is you want to start with a high anchor. So figure out a way to communicate the value of your offer. So let's say you are running a $500 group cohort. What you want to say is, my one-on-one clients, they pay $5,000 per month for this, but you get the same exact blueprint or process inside this $500 group cohort. Now that $500, this essentially feels like a steal. This is the best deal ever compared to the $5,000, the anchor that you just set up. So that was price anchoring. Next up is the novelty bias. This is something that so many gurus, infoproduct sellers, and coaches are using, which is also known as shiny object syndrome. Our brains, we are wired to pay more attention to things that are novel or ideas that are new or exciting, regardless of whether they're actually useful or relevant. This is why a lot of first-time entrepreneurs jump from one idea to another, right? So marketers and course sellers use this by constantly positioning their offer as something that people have never seen before. They package old ideas or old systems as something that's completely new with new branding. And they, of course, also claim that everyone else is doing things wrong. This is the real way. And the best example that I can give you is IPGA by Sander. So this is essentially building an info product growth agency. This is something completely new that he came up with, I think it was about 2 years ago. And you can see the headline of his sales page right here. It's actually, I think, part of his webinar funnel. He's literally saying, learn this consulting service to make 25, 50K per month in 2025, not e-commerce, not SMMA, not sales. So he's presenting you with a completely novel idea, completely new thing. And to give you another example, like you've probably seen these lead sniper methods or the 3-day offer engine, which could be just a webinar funnel, the lead sniper method, which could be just hyper-targeted cold DMing. But the way you package it matters a lot. So you want to implement the novelty bias and present people something completely new, because we always crave new things. We essentially, this is dopamine distraction, right? We always chase something new. So you want to use it to your own advantage. Now, another thing that Sander implemented in his own offer, in his IPGA offer, is the curiosity gap via negative space framing. So what exactly is this? So you can see it's literally communicating, not e-commerce, not SMMA, not sales. Instead of telling you what IPGA is, what info product growth agency is, he tells you what it isn't. So this activates the curiosity gap. Now you're curious, like, our brains need to resolve this. What exactly is IPGA? What is it then? I need to find out ASAP. And this is how he gets you to click on the button to fill out the information. First of all, give your precious information, and then click on the watch free training button right here to join his webinar, to then get you into his coaching program. So that's how he does it. Now, how can you implement the novelty bias, the shiny object syndrome, psychology principle in your own creator or coaching business? So first of all, what you want to do is you want to rename your process or framework. People love fresh sounding solutions. So give your system or your methodology a name that sounds unique. So let's say you're a business coach and you're targeting founders. Instead of saying one-on-one business coaching, instead of selling one-on-one business coaching, call it the 7-figure pivot system. Or maybe you are helping micro SaaS founders go through their first exit where they sell their startup. You can call it the SaaS exit blueprint, because maybe you have 20 plus years of experience in the field in SaaS, something like that, right? Another thing that you want to do is you want to add a fresh angle to your promise. So that could be in the form of targeting a new identity. So instead of just founders in general. You want to target founders who are stuck at 20K per month to evoke the feeling of curiosity in people's heads. And another thing that I did in the past was creating a new vehicle or highlighting a new vehicle. So I was going to content creators and I was like, look, instead of selling a course to your audience, instead of chasing brand deals, why not monetize with a paid community in which you can stack MRR and make a lot of money? So this was a new vehicle that I presented and actually implementing the novelty bias into my own offer. And the third thing that you can do is you can use it, this changes everything trigger. And this is what a lot of viral offers and info products do. So you want to position your offer as something unique compared to the usual stuff that people are doing. So let's say you are a growth operator or you are teaching people how to scale their business. Everyone is selling one-on-one Zoom coaching calls. Instead, I help you sell and scale offline without doing those calls using Loom videos and async learning. Excuse me for the noise outside. I live in the city center of Amsterdam, so there's a lot of people screaming and the tourist season just began. Now, the third psychology principle that you want to implement in your own creator or coaching business is removing low self-efficacy. Actually, we can change it to boosting self-efficacy. So what is self-efficacy? Self-efficacy is our belief in our capacity to execute behaviors necessary to produce results. So how confident are you? How much do you believe in yourself to go through a transformation? This is the question that you should be asking your target audience. Now, in a lot of cases, people have low self-efficacy. Our brains, they are quick to doubt our ability to succeed, especially if your target audience, if your buyers have failed before. So what you want to do is you want to flip the script a little bit and you want to make sure that they go from, oh, I can't believe I can do this, to I can do this. Because then they're far more likely to take action. Montel Gordon is a wonderful example right here. This is his offer right here. How to build a $5,000 per month digital product business in 6 months without an audience using the incubator funnel. Even if you're a 9-to-5er, have zero skills, and don't know what to sell. So what he's doing is he's removing any objections or concerns that people have around their self-efficacy. For example, I'm not good enough. I don't know what to sell. I don't have an audience. I have zero skills. I work a 9-to-5. So all of these excuses are now eliminated. So now he's boosted people's self-efficacy, aka their belief in succeeding and going through a transformation, which in turn leads to greater motivation and them making the decision to purchase his course. And another thing that he has on his sales page, which I really like, is the realistic promise, which is a little bit of a pattern interrupt compared to most biz opportunity offers that are out there, because he's not promising you 50K a month. He's not promising you 200K a month. He's promising 5K a month in 6 months, which is so realistic. So he created a specific time-bound promise that feels attainable and urgent, which I also really like. Now, if you want to implement or if you want to boost your audience's self-efficacy, what I want you to do is use language that calms their inner critic. So don't talk about things being simple, easy, just do this, just do that. They can actually backfire when someone's unsure. I've had this happen so many times. So instead, encourage people more. We'll build this together. You're going to make progress even if you've never created content before. And another thing that you want to do is you want to break down the transformation that people go through in your offer when they buy your course or when they buy your coaching program into bite-sized milestones or phases. So create a roadmap with clear weekly or monthly goals. Week 1 or month 1, define your niche and promise, build your 3K offer. Week 3 is launch your outbound script, and then start booking calls. So shift people's perspective from questioning, can I succeed? Am I even the right person for this? To, can I take the first step? And if this is the first step, defining your niche and promise, this is quite easy, right? This is quite simple and straightforward. So now, instead of thinking, oh, can I even achieve 50K a month? Instead, you're literally saying, well, look, we're going to write down your favorite activities in a sheet to figure out what the best business is that you can launch. So this is just an idea that I'm putting out there. Ideally, you put everything into a Google Doc, into your offer doc, and I always push every single coach, consultant, service provider to build an offer doc that you can just send to people whenever you have conversations with them. This is my offer doc, and if you want a template for crafting these sort of offer docs, then you can just send me a message on Instagram. Link is going to be in the description, and I'm going to send you the template over. Or you can check out my LinkedIn where I broke down an offer doc template so you can implement it into your own coaching or creator business. Now, next up is authority bias. This is psychology principle number 4. And this is quite straightforward, but so underrated. And a lot of people really underestimate how much authority and how much expertise they actually have. So what is authority bias? Our brains are wired to trust people we perceive as credible, successful, or high status. So we shortcut decision making by following perceived experts or authority figures. So gurus use this by constantly showing success, flaunting their wealth, right? Showing followers, revenue, screenshots, awards, quoting big names, name dropping, framing their offer as used by top 1, business owners or performers. Iman Gaji is such an amazing example right here. He's literally saying, look, I'm a 24-year-old guy who's made multiple 7 figures, and now I'm revealing my method. Instant authority right here. So when buyers see you as credible and see you as an authority, their internal resistance drops. So they think instantly, if this person is trusted by others, it must be legit. If it worked for them, this is also going to work for me too. Now, obviously, if you pair it with something like, the self-efficacy thing, boosting it, then you are going to get so many more conversions when selling your offer. Another thing that I really like about his page is that he's implementing some urgency bias as well. So if you look at this section right here, the button right here, which says, yes, give me access now. Our brains are wired to take fast action when there's a sense of urgency. So he's literally showing up in the CTA. He's saying, yes, give me access now. And then we have micro copy right here, which says, lock in access at a discounted price before it goes up. So now he's reinforcing that urgency, the scarcity, and FOMO. So that's also something genius that he's implemented on his landing page. So how can you implement authority bias in your own coaching business? What you want to do is you want to list all your credibility anchors. Every single thing, every single win that you've had, write it down. Every single thing that can build trust, even if it feels small. Could be amount of clients that you've served, any media mentions, any podcast appearances. Maybe you have some industry experience. You've worked 20 plus years in SaaS, or you've built software for the past 10 years, or you did sales for the past 15 years. Doesn't really matter. List everything on a piece of paper. So for example, what I like to say for myself is I've helped 100 plus content creators, well, people in general, launch their first paid product for their audiences. Now, next up, what you want to do is you want to sprinkle everything. So sprinkle those credibility anchors into your sales copy, whether it's your offer document, sales page, webinar funnel, whatever you're implementing, your hero section, your CTA buttons, you want to sprinkle them naturally. So for instance, instead of just putting everything in the headline, maybe you put in your authority, maybe like you say, look, I've made 1.8 million in the past year using XYZ method, and then you have a micro copy which says the same system I used to land clients from Amazon, Facebook, and Netflix. So that's the idea here. Now, last but not least, we have future pacing. So this is the 5th and final psychology principle. I know this video is long, but it's packed with value. So future pacing involves guiding someone to imagine a future moment when they all have already achieved their desired outcome or goal. So when presenting your offer, you want to prompt your buyers to picture how they will feel, what they will see, where they're going to be if they're going to buy your product. This technique creates a psychological and emotional shift. And I've talked so many times about putting emotions first when you're selling, your coaching, your high ticket, whatever it is. So this is an example of a 2-hour YouTuber course. So literally teaching you how to become a YouTuber. And in this case, he's literally saying this program is designed so that you can skip all of the time, energy, and money and failures that I needed to go through, being excited to wake up every morning, making more than enough money traveling the world, spending time with loved ones. He's literally making you picture yourself in the future with this copy right here. So the brain's ability to mentally time travel and evaluate actions based on potential reward is so underrated. So when your offer paints a vivid picture of that reward, let's say chilling on a beach in Thailand, the after state, it gives your audience members, your buyers, something to emotionally latch to. And I made a whole video on this topic, which I call desire stacking, which is essentially leading with emotion and then adding the logical justification. I made a whole video on this a couple of months ago as well, so you can watch it. It's called How Gurus Manipulate You, so check it out in my channel. And if you want to implement future pacing in your own creator coaching business, what you want to do is write a before and after vision statement. Write how your audience is going to look like before and after buying your product. So you want to fill in this sentence. Right now, they're stuck in XYZ. After working with me, they're going to be XYZ. So insert that vivid emotional result that's going to evoke a lot of feelings. So an example could be, right now, they're stuck overthinking every single piece of content, and together we'll build your custom voice note to LinkedIn post GPT so you can book calls on autopilot and chill on a beach in Thailand. You want to make sure that people can picture what they're going to look like once they purchase your product. So I know I've yapped for probably like half an hour or so, but if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below if you have any questions, of course, as well. If you want to learn more about what I do, check the first link in the description. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.